Janice D. Belen. I am your classmate and your student in Master of Development Communication under the Introduction to Development Communication course. So, I really want to, I really started the journal through a diary-like format or a book-like format. Pero as the days goes on, as the months passes by, I've decided to make a journal up, a video journal in a way, because I think every day is like a different experience. Like today, I've attended a seemingly Hasan awarding and video program. It is produced by Earth Day Foundation, which is headed by Ms. Lou Buonipi, a premier person or a well-known person in the music industry. And they have a lot of performers which are also well-known, like Noy Volante, celebrities like Mark Cuesta, and I've met a lot of different people from various organizations. But what is very overwhelming there is the fact that a certain thing, which is called seemingly Hasan, I'm amazed the fact that all of the other artists and other visual creators and video producers that participated in the seemingly Hasan contest earlier have clearly expressed various perspectives of their own on expressing the theme sama-samang pagtugon sa nagbabagong kanila. It's just so overwhelming to think that even though they came from various environments, from different fields, different expertise, it's so fascinating that they have produced outputs with different approach, with a different creative approach, but then they all similarly produce one united purpose or meaning, just like what the Introduction to Development course material reference guide said. Not all communications takes place in words, and it said that everyone interprets things in different ways based on their perceptions and backgrounds. This is why they say that meanings are in people, not in words. There's one winner of the seemingly Hasan contest, which they produced a video of a girl who had experienced a very traumatic accident that pushed her to invite or engage other people in protecting and conserving the environment. And there's also one approach which used a different vibe, a romantic kind of film, short film that tackled a beautiful teenager love between a girl who is training in using a bicycle because she really loved the environment, and her passion in making that purpose come true has truly inspired her partner in making the same goal. And it's just so many thoughts, so many perspectives, so many creative inputs, and they all literally combine into one purpose or one goal, which is to promote the protection and conservation of the environment in order to prevent climate change, or to make a solution to climate change, which is starting the sustainability within ourselves and practicing self-discipline and perseverance, and then the commitment to this goal in order to fully implement social mobilization. And I hope to learn more about development communication as the days goes by. At first, I was really overwhelmed by all the subjects, the topics, the activities, discussions, but later on, I'm just having fun. Everything feels like part of your daily life, because let's face it, communication really is everywhere, and communication is endless. It's not the stereotype, or it's not something that has a beginning and an ending. It is quite endless, and there's just so many things to learn about, and it's so fascinating to experience it firsthand and realize that the usual things that you experience every day is a part of something that is bigger and has a greater purpose, which is to promote development and to contribute to society, to contribute to the development of society. So that's what I've learned from this week, and I hope to learn more in the coming weeks. Hi, it is the second week of October, and I am currently working on my TMA 2. I am staying at my apartment, and currently we are having a power outage, but I'm still working on my assignments. At times like this, I really wanted to have a breakdown, but I'm somehow privileged at the same time. I really do not have much to say now. I recently had an encounter with the indigenous people of Mindoro, and I was thinking of their current situation. How can I improve their basic living and their current behavior practice, and how can I be of help to them anyway? I want to work on with the paper I'm currently writing. The course material talks about how the development of indigenous people is really affected by the current ecological and economical status of the country. So, due to the huge cost it will take to improve their way of living, and it's just sad to think that it is their current state, and we don't really have that much power, or we don't really have that much contribution to their development. And I just really wanted to contribute somehow in developing their economic status. So that's all for me. Hi, it's the third week of November, and I'm currently attending a workshop in my office regarding the procurement and finance matters. So, currently, habang break time, nagbabasa ako ng study materials, and I'm currently learning about development communication on a more broader sense or on a more wider sense. And, during discussions, kitang-kita mo din yung opinions of people regarding their own opinions and perspectives. So, ang topic na currently binabasa ko sa module is development communication and mass communication difference. So, sa mass communication is ang focus niya is more on mass-oriented and more on the sender of the message ang focus. And sa development communication, it's more on people-oriented, and yung receiver ng information yung pinaka-focus. So, dito sa current na workshop na nangyayari, it's amazing how big or how less of people lang din, around 200 or 300 lang, or 150 to 200 personnel ang naka-base dun sa office namin, pero ang daming problems na hindi nila alam. Halimbawa, yung kahit sa simpleng matters ng like office supplies or yung supplies sa comfort room. And usually, the main topic din naman or main objective of this workshops is to develop the status of our office, the financial, physical appearance, and nakakatawa lang kahit yung mismong simpleng matters like yung sa bathroom. Hindi alam ng ibang floors na sira yung bidet ng opisina dun sa isang floor, or ano yung response na ginagawa ng isang opisina regarding sa problems ng ibang empleyado. And as I watch or as I attend the workshop and I hear opinions from the responsible person, so I see the lectures or the things I read in the book. I currently read in the book. Nakikita mo talaga siya ng personal. So, binidyo ko tong journal para i-record din yung experience ko, na halos makikita mo rin talaga yung mga pinag-aaralan mo sa libro, mararanasan mo talaga siya sa totoong buhay. And nagkakaroon lang siya ng kahulugan kapag mismong nararanasan mo na siya on your own and you observe it from other people. Kasi yung mga normal na bagay, halos mapapansin mo, communication really exists. And ayon nga din sa book, communication is endless and communication is everywhere. It's value-laden, purposive, and responsive, and it takes although you can start communication from your own, and then other people will hear about it or will know about it, but still, if you really want to pursue or to do your goal or to accomplish your goal, you have to be better in communicating with other people, or in communicating your needs or your purposes or your objectives. Kailangan malinaw mo maipaparating sa ibang tao, kasi meron ding mahirap paliwanagan, lalo na dun sa sa mga tao na hindi mismo na-experience yung problema nila. Mahirap ipaliwanag yung perspective ng problema mo sa ibang tao. And through this course and through the materials and this whole experience of the masteral course, it's just big help into our daily lives. Not just for our educational attainment, but for the development of ourselves, the people around us, and the whole society as well. So that ends my journal for today. Thank you. Good afternoon. I'm attending a gender and development relearning workshop or orientation. And kanina sa discussion, may individual reflection na ginawa. So, I really felt all the emotions being told by the participants, especially when they're telling stories, their personal experiences about basically the task is sharing a very difficult part of your life where someone took advantage of you by yelling at you or mistreating you from anyone, your employer, your family member, a complete stranger. There was some sharing of experiences that includes sexual harassment. Basically, it reminds people that it surprises people, especially when the participants told us that some of those sexual harassment cases involves one of their close relatives, including their father, close first kin relatives, their uncles who took advantage of them when their parents were not around. But even those people who they do not know anything about, or they're not really related in any way, a complete stranger took advantage of them in public without anyone helping them. So they all feel helpless, and they don't know, or they can't find any way to express how devastating or depressing the situation is, because there weren't laws at the time. Some of the stories told happened 20 years ago, so there is a strong connotation on women's disadvantage or women's weakness and an overbearing power of men in a society, especially when talking about positions in work where their boss or their supervisors took advantage of them in both genders. Men sexually harassing women employees who are lower in ranks, who kumakapit sa patalim, kung sa Tagalog natin ibabase. And even though we are studying development communication with the thought of using words to make a change, to improve the way of life of people, how can a mere person be able to use words to improve these kinds of situations, to somehow lend an invisible helping hand to those people who are suffering without anyone knowing, those silent battles and those silent tears that were shed during those silent nights. It's devastating. And as one of the participants, I also I also get the chance to say an experience of mine involving a previous employer who told us, or who deprived us of having that right to speak up freely and being heard and treated respectfully, not just as a colleague or a subordinate, but as a human being. It was more than the words or hurtful words being said, but the emotions you felt that moment. It's utterly amazing in a way that even from 20 years ago or decades ago, just as our course material often defines, how there are so many words being discovered every day, a building being built every day to improve the infrastructure and improve the economical state of the nation, but the development to improve the way of life of everyone is being neglected in a way. I think those materials or those lessons I have been reading and those comments or personal experiences that other people shares through this development communication course and through my classmates, it's just a small part of the learning journey or the learning process, as this communication duties, attributes, and how we develop these messages, and how we produce and how we distribute it to the world plays a larger role, not just for the students' benefits, but for the benefit of all people, especially for the deprived, for the silenced, for the abused people around the world. Communication is a weapon. A weapon that doesn't harm people, but rather build ties to solve their existing problems. And I hope through this journey I slowly become a better person. As I become a better person every day, I hope I reflect this to the people around me, and to the people around me, they will reflect this to other people as we become a better society. That's all for today. Thank you for listening. Hi, I just finished writing my DA, which I entitled A Great Paradise, a glance into the past and present time. So this is part of a requirement of the Introduction to Development Communication course, and this assignment entails making a reaction paper to the Proactive Information Society paper by Dr. Alexander Fuller. Yes, I can only make a sigh for today's reaction. I was browsing the President's message for the national budget for the previous years. And as this paper was written on 1980, I read the President's message for the national budget dated 1982 to 1983. I can't find the right words to really say my frustration or describe my frustration about this. It's a lot of budget at the time for education, for the economic for agrarian reform, for natural resources, for social security, for labor and employment, for water resource development and flood control and other general public services. Amounts to less than 5 million pesos, which is the budget allotted for the national debt incurred by the country from other banks and international banks in other countries. What's more infuriating about this who are information poor or information deprived due to a lot of circumstances, from being economically poor to being information deprived. Because at the time, journalists who were suspected to be against government or the laws of government or currently imposed martial law at the time were punished to death. Certainly, their voices weren't heard. So the mass or the media didn't really have choice at the time. And the people who needs information, people who needs the truth, the people who needs to know what's really going on, instead of being given this false paradise living and having false economic growth. In reality, the food adopted is supposed catalyst for change, or supposed stepping stone for improvement or the full development of the country. It's really bolted steps. This is most satisfying and at the same time infuriating knowledge required to well studied skills. I can't even imagine living at the time and not being able to say whatever you do, and not being able to know what the truth is. Somehow just made me reflect on my current actions for today's current government. How, although I'm being employed and I'm currently a public service officer, it's really made me assess myself if I'm doing the right things. I could be a catalyst for change somehow.